Kang gang, 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 Kang gang. You feel me? Orange and green, that's Kang gang. You ready for Storm 18? That's Kang gang. Kang gang, 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 Kang gang. You feel me? Orange and green, that's Kang gang. You ready for Storm 18? That's Kang gang. That's Kang gang. Rep since a juvenile, I be where they throwing up using crowds. You know how that school get down, not taking no L's, we ain't losing now. Don't get it confused right now, I represent making these music sounds. They play me when they study in their dorm room, request me an Uber now. I be screaming Kang gang, across the world they be screaming out the same thing. We first to arrive and last to leave, we filling a sense of capacity. You know I won't change while you asking me, be throwing this youth to the casket deep. Be all on the field like Sebastian B. Rockin' Canes where I'm a fashion freak. Look, I be staying live, I don't pipe down. Ass down life, it's a lifestyle. Ain't like them other schools, don't confuse us. We the only ones that really throw the U up. When Canes fam turned up, where you find me? Hit hard like I seen it go to Shanti. Try to reach them any D, they remind me. That them Canes right back in they prime. Screaming out. Kang gang, Kang gang, Kang gang, Kang gang, Kang gang, Kang gang, Kang gang. You feel me? Orange and green, that's Kang gang. You ready for Storm 18? That's Kang gang. Kang gang, 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 Kang gang. You feel me? Orange and green, that's Kang gang. You ready for Storm 18? That's Kang gang. That's Kang gang. That's Kang gang.
So low, so low, so low, deep. So low, so low, so low, deep.
CWA. Kang gang.
Welcome to Coach Hayes Football Live. He can talk about anything from high school to the pros. This guy knows the game, so you better not be half-stepping.
I can guarantee you most of the audience is going to agree with me before they agree with you.
Strap in, because Coach Hayes is about to
Crack your cranium and fertilize your brain. Go ahead and right here, right now.
subscribe now and check out CoachHayesFootball.com.
What's up? What's up? What's up? CANES. We back, baby. We've been off for a week, right? Feel like it's been forever without my Canes playing, not having a chance to talk about them with fans and subscribers. Kind of hot about it, but we back in action in less than an hour. So without further ado, I'm going to jump straight on into this thing because we ain't going to play. But before I do, you saw the intro with Honorable Solo D. Check that young man out, man. He's doing big things when it comes down to little music deals. He's part of Miami Sports Music, and he drops videos like that for the Hurricanes, for the Dolphins, and as well for the Heat, man. So it is what it is. Real quick, I'm going to jump into a comment section. I saw something a little earlier. Right here, Lenois Murray, he says, Coop, please, O-line, block up the field, please, blah, 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 blah. I know he's talking about Coach Coop show. I actually like the Coach Coop show, man. I'm trying to get Coach Coop out here with me, man. I actually like that dude, if that's what you're talking about, man. Pretty cool. But anyway, let me jump straight on into this thing. We're going to make this thing happen. We're going to bring in our guys, man. What's up, V12? Talk to us, baby.
Hey, listen, you see what this is right here? And let me tell y'all this. In the next day or so, it may be a poor little Timmy moment for somebody I know. I ain't gonna say nothing, but GA, PA, where you at? Go Canes. Oh, little Timmy. Hey, Coach, this your gear. Holler at me about it. Look good,
That's
Coach.
my gear. Do me a favor. Stand up if you got pants on. Stand up.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Man,
Just to
hold
make
on,
sure you
man.
gotta make sure you got pants on.
Okay,
hey, shut up.
Hey, Coach. Hey, you ain't go Jeffrey Tubin me. It was named Tubin.
Hey, show him, but I'm gonna tell you, Balin got that thing. That's Florida State on there. And what it say on the bottom? What it say on the bottom?
I ain't trying to show you my 6-pack, but it says
Florida State sucks.
That's
there
right.
We go. That's
there
right. We got out there. So go to CoachHayesFootball.com. You can.
Hey, Coach is nice, man. Fit good. You see, hey, listen, I'm 40 something now. That pack looking good though, Coach.
I feel you.
You see, all right. I'm just checking. Let's go.
Let me bring in my next man, Actor E. What's up with you, baby?
I'm good, man. Where mine at, man? Hey,
you gotta buy, cuz. Ain't no freebies.
Listen, UPS, they might have got them ballots in on time, but they running late on my merch, man. What's going on?
Man, we trying to make it happen, man. And last but not least, real quick, man, Actorman Essex blessing us today, not on the set with my latest girlfriend. Let me see. He already took Holly. He took Taraji. You know, I still got a thing for that Lisa. Right. Hey, I got a thing for that Lisa Ray. You understand what I'm saying? All day, hey, only fans. And last but not least, man, we're gonna bring in my man, Mr. Balin, quarterback guru Trujillo. What's going on with you, man?
What's up, man? You just mentioned Coach Coop. I actually know the guy. He reached out to me several times on Twitter. I met him in person at the Miami game a couple years ago. We actually communicate all the time, so we can get him on this show. We can make that happen.
I love it, man.
We're gonna make it. Matter of fact, next game, Virginia Tech, I'm gonna get him on the show. We're gonna do it right before the show. I'm gonna get him on. I'm serious.
I love it. I love it.
But look, guys. This is what we've been waiting for. It's been 2 weeks now, coming off a bye week. Let's see what this curse we're talking about. Let's see what they perform like tonight. I have some interesting topics to talk about tonight, real quick. After we get into it, but it's gonna be a good one today. Okay.
It is gonna be a good one. And guess what? We kind of a little short on time. I ain't gonna lie. I got to be honest with my people. My dog V12 hit me up and said, "Hey, boy, you know the game tonight at 7:30." I'm like, "What?" I'm tripping. So I got it right. We get ready to
confirm this, man. He called me and confirmed. It was like, "Bro, is the Canes playing tonight?" I said, "Yes, sir. You better be ready." He's like, "Oh,
you know what you know what I told my boss? Hey, I got to go. It's an emergency. You know what I'm saying?
I forgot what day it was anyway.
So with all that being said, man, hey, this is a good breakup, man, with all that's going on this week, man. You know, like I said, we don't really get into politics, but it's been a big week when it comes to politics, this, that, who's counting that, stop this, go for that. So this will be a good change of pace today, man. And we're going to check it out, man. The Canes coming in here on Friday and already up there in North Carolina. They're going to put foot in the Wolfpack behind. And all you're going to hear is, arr, arr. You understand what I'm saying? Let's jump into this thing right now, man. I got the comments y'all rolling in. I'm going to try it. I'm going to do it right now, man. Let's see what we got, man, when it comes to it. Let's see if we can get this thing rolling. We got the number up. Let's make it happen. Like I said, when you call in, do me a quick favor. Just give us a chance, because if myself or the guys are making a point or whatever, I don't want to interrupt them. So it may take a moment, man. All right, so with that being said, and my last thing when you call in, just no 4-letter words and maybe some 5-letter and MUTH, those letters too. You understand what I'm saying? So we're gonna jump straight into this thing, man. Here we go. The Canes come off of a win, right, with Virginia. They're 5-1 right now. They come off this win. They had a bye week. We voiced our opinion about what we think about the Hurricanes. And now with this bye week, what are the expectations having now 2 bye weeks in the corona pandemic schedule, which it should be awesome for these guys, right? Because you got people like, say, Big Ten, they don't have a bye week. They're going straight to it.
Yeah.
What is V12? What is your expectation to see tonight against North Carolina State?
What I would like to see is for the Canes to respond. Balin came on, he mentioned it. There's a lot of talk about this curse after our bye week. So I'm looking for the Canes to respond and to get back on track, especially from an offensive perspective.
Okay. E, we'll go counterclockwise.
Adjustments, improvements, some wrinkles offensively, something to get the rushing game going, and maybe a little bit more impact, a little more impact plays on the defensive end. So hopefully they put this bye week to good use and really got after it and gonna come out here with a lot of aggression, a lot of fire, and maybe some new bullets in the gun.
Like it. And Balin, talk to us, man. What are your expectations now having this bye week after that? You know, it was a win. No, you know, may not have been the prettiest. What are your expectations when it comes to this week of having that bye week? What do you think they're going to do?
I think they're going to respond pretty well. I just want to see the offense actually do more. I think we need to go back to smash mouth football. You know what? At the end of the day, I like, for this game coming in after a bye week, I think I like the approach of UAB game, which is weird to say, or even like a Louisville game where we're going to smash them in the mouth running the ball. I think we have to get established in the run game. I think I would love to see a lot of run tonight, just to give the offensive line some confidence. I mean, right now they looked so bad last week, and now you have an opportunity to play a really bad NC State defense. And I would like to see just straight hard-nosed football. Give Cameron Harris the ball more, so he's not on Twitter complaining after the game. My fear is he'll be in the transfer portal come next fall, unfortunately. But we need to give him the ball more. I just want to see more run game efficiency. Coach Hayes, I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't wait to start talking about defense today because you, my friend, were actually right last week. I will tell you this. And all of you guys were. I was kind of really – I give them an F effort or maybe offense and a D. After watching last week, Virginia, they're not a bad football team. They went straight into North Carolina and beat those boys. UNC, by the way. So they put up, 44 points on a UNC team. That's pretty well. That were at number 5 in the country at one point. Obviously not correct. But the fact that they're actually not as bad, maybe our defense is actually pretty good. But – again, we'll talk about that in a little bit because I know I don't like to eat words, but when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And, maybe our defense is better than we all think. And it's just our offense needs to start going back to offensive explosion in the run and pass game. But today I like to see the run game.
Exactly. I think it's a consensus, man. I want to see the run game as well. Like I said, and you brought it up, Balin, in the fact of Cam Harris, tweeted out simply disrespected. Yeah. So guess what? This should be your breakout game. And hopefully that one word rang real loud in the ears of a Manny Diaz and a Rhett Lashley to simply say, not just about him as a player, but him or maybe the philosophy as an offense, that you're going to tell me your starting running back has 8 carries for 1 yard, right? And that could have been any running back that could have simply stated that. On any team, if you're the starting running back, and you have 1 total yard of offensive rushing, that is 3 feet for people who didn't pass measurements in elementary school. So I'm just trying to tell you, I want to see the run game. I know that today's football is a passing league, chuck it around the field, put up 1,000 points. But here's my biggest thing, and I'm going to say this to swing to this point, and I definitely want to hear some points from the viewers. Miami still has not set an identity yet for this quote-unquote new team, new offensive philosophy, right? Are we a pass team? Are we a run team? Are we a play-action team? Are we an RPO team? What are we? We have not decided yet in 6 games what we truly are, right? If I look at the stats, I say a pass team when you're walking out of a game with 1 yard rushing, you know what I mean? But I tell people all the time, you cannot win major football games if you cannot run the ball. That I don't care where you are, what league you're in, whatever. I think maybe arena ball you can do that. You know better than I, Balin, about that because of the way it's designed. It's a 50-yard field. But I'm just simply saying, in order from Pee Wee to the NFL, you cannot win football games consistently just throwing that thing around the field. You got to establish a run game. And so I say all that to say this. Do you think V12 we have an identity so far as offensively for the Canes?
I think we did. We had that in the first couple games, and it kind of that slipped away. But I feel that tonight is going to be different with the week we had to get healthy. We bring back Brevin Jordan, who is a key contributor to our offense. And having him back will open up the field even more, spread the field even more, and I believe allow us to add more points on the board. So, to answer your question.
I don't know how true that is. I don't know how true that is. I'm just throwing it up there.
Well, the last I checked, they said he was maybe out again. Okay. Well, that's different from the shoulder. He's better from the shoulder. The COVID is something new, so that could be possible. Well, that's a bummer, him to be out with the COVID.
Yeah.
But so we go to Will Mallory, who needs to step it up. So hopefully, again, the bye week gave us a time to get healthy and put in some more wrinkles and just rejuvenate the offense, rejuvenate the coaches, and go to NC State or be at NC State and play with a lot of vigor.
I agree. E, talk to me.
Well, to answer your question, I don't know. I think we have an identity. I don't know if it's the one that we want. You know what I'm saying? basically being, king or bust, and being inconsistent with, with the running game, and then our receivers not always being up stuff. So it seems like the identity has been king or bust, and we still got to get to one that's a little more consistent and doing what we're typically looking for. So kind of answer your question, yeah, but not really what we expect.
All right, and Balin, real quick. So
no, I didn't. Straight up.
Yeah, I agree with you.
No,
I agree with you. Also, here's a big deal, man. This is huge right now. It said 11 players out. I'm looking at the injury list right now.
That's confirmed. I did see that. I was going to bring that up later on today, but there are 11 players not traveling today.
Did we have an outbreak?
And Brevin Jordan is one of them.
I don't know if there's an outbreak. You know, a lot of these guys, these coaches, are very secretive when it comes to injuries, the type of injuries, that kind of stuff, whatever the case may be. But I know they also said, one of the viewers said in here about your boy right there, Baylor. I know you love him so much. No John Campbell. We need Zion to step it up tonight. So, again, that's still a starting guy. You know, it may not be what all we like, but it is what it is, man. Yeah. Let me see here. Real quick, just talking about that D-Night. What's up with you, D-Night? Hey, I'm still waiting on y'all boys to hook me up with Wholesome, man. I can't get in touch with him. I know I seen you on the show. They gave people out on their pregame radio show, all the guys that missed last game plus a few more. So, bro, you talking about you have a bye week and we still couldn't get those guys back right. You understand? So that's telling you those are some significant injuries. That's not just a tweak or a twinge. You know what I mean? That's some big deals right there. So let's get into this part, man. Because we talked about this, and I'm looking at the matchup piece of this. We're talking about offense, and let me go to this piece right here. I was looking at this, all right? And I'm talking about rankings, right? You talk about rankings because there was a big piece of the show we talked about last week, and I have come to the realization I am a CANES fan, born and raised in the county of Dade, whatever. And I got the right, I believe, to say it like I want to say it. We had our expectations. We talked about expectations, and I can only go so high because the camera. We had our expectations up here. I think we got slapped in the face. I think V12 had his glasses on because he had two black eyes after one of those games. And what happened was we are now realizing we are not who we thought we were, okay? And so we're talking about a bad NC State team, but let's just talk some simple comparison rankings. And I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. We are 39th in total scoring. NC State is 44. Passing yards, 46. NC State is 34. Rushing yards, we're 54. NC State is 82. Time on the field, we're 87. NC State is 83. Number of plays, we're 50. They are 54. And the yards per play is 47, and they are 68. I think two of the categories we kind of beat them by 30 positions, but other than that, it's right about even. So my question is, are we up here? Are we higher than we think we should be? And we're still good. We're still 5-1. We only lost to the top team in the nation right now. So my question to you guys, and I'm gonna just start with you, E. And we talked about expectations. Are our expectations extremely too high, or have we been kind of slapped down to reality?
Yeah, I mean, yes, our expectations were a little too high. And I think not so much because of what they did, is that I think we got our hopes up. You know what I mean? We got our hopes up of always wanting to get back to the glory days. I use the analogy of Cowboys fans and Lakers fans, every year they think they're going to the Super Bowl or the finals or whatever. And then reality sets in, you come back to earth. So I think that's where we are. I think we're still 5-1, so we should be appreciative and grateful. But I think we're still at a stage of growth and building with this team. And we got to give them time to grow and build. And, not just expect to be back to, 2001 or the 80s type of level. And I think that's the real reality of it. And so, whatever happens tonight, now that we know that we got all these players out, that should set our expectations to not necessarily be disappointed, but just to give them a little more rope, a little more slack, because, with everything going on, obviously they got these injuries. We got COVID, big election week. You don't know how that, people was maybe not focused on that. You just don't know. So I think we just got to take a chill pill for a minute and just hope for the best and be prepared for the worst.
Got you. Balin, talk to us.
So this is why it's tough to be a Canes fan, because you do know that the standard there, not even the standard or the expectations that we put on them, but the program in itself and the history behind it puts on them, and every year they come in with that. And so what we tend to do is we tend to have all this hope because of college football. And the problem with college football, and it's really not a problem, but it is in the sense of reality, they want Miami to be back. Every single year, they say they're going to be back, they're going to be good, they're contention for ACC championship, blah, blah, blah. Then we run into a team like Clemson, and it really puts in perspective where we are. But what do they want during that game? A 7 versus a 1, or a 2 versus a 3 matchup, right? Because it brings in the community, and they realize how important Miami football is to college football. But the problem is, again, we don't live up to that expectation. Now, here's another problem with being a Canes fan, and what Essex just said, which I somewhat agree, but I'll disagree, is when you say, without the players, 12 or 11 players out, we'll give them some slack. You're at the University of Miami. You get an offer from the University of Miami, that should mean something. Like, you get an offer from Clemson or Alabama, you already know they're 3, 4, even 5, some positions 5 deep, where they could be starting anywhere in the country. So there shouldn't be really that major drop-off when you talk about being a Miami Hurricane. And that goes the same with FSU and Florida. Unfortunately, that we see where FSU's headed, but at the end of the day, like, you're playing at these programs, and that should mean something. And unfortunately, like I said, we put all these expectations as being a Hurricane fan because of the past, but every single year college football puts it on Miami because they want them so desperately to be back, and then they lose games they're not supposed to, and then all of a sudden we become a laughing stock because we went from number 3 in the country to now number 25 and then unranked in the 2 weeks, right? So, again, we're not Clemson, we're not Alabama, and you saw why, right, when we watched the game, and so that is what it is. But I still feel like Miami, when you're at the University of Miami, there is already the expectations because you're at the U, so there shouldn't really be ever a major drop off, and unfortunately, we're seeing that.
Gotcha. V12, talk to us, man, so we can wrap this up and we can definitely get into that defense.
Yeah, I believe that we're ranked appropriately in the beginning. Like we stated in earlier weeks, the expectation, especially for me, was very high. I know you guys as well. But over the course of the past couple of weeks, I think we're pretty much situated where we need to be. 11 to 15, I think we're 11 to 15, middle of the road team. Some of the teams who we beat, Florida State went out and beat, I believe, a North Carolina team. So you just never know any given. I'm sorry.
Them and Virginia beat North Carolina.
And exactly. So and Virginia, exactly. So sometimes we're hard on ourselves. We're hard on our defense. We're hard on the Miami Hurricanes. We just have to let the season play out. We only have 1 loss, and as the season goes on, we get to see that we didn't play as well, and we may have thought in other games. But now we're looking at a team like Virginia who goes out and pretty much dominate. We're like, well, you know what? Like you said in the beginning, Coach or Balin, we're not that bad. So are we over the screen? No, like Coach would say, over the ceiling. But I think we're pretty much middle of the road, and we can get there. It's a building process. But we're fans. We've been lifelong Canes fans, and we're always going to be harder on the Canes than we probably need to be. But sometimes they deserve it. And when we look at things like, to Balin's point, we are the U. And sometimes we're playing these teams, they should not even be on the field with us, point blank. Like they say, period.
I agree. And I'm going to say 2 things in regards to that. Balin, you brought up a point about getting an offer from the University of Miami, right? And here's my thing about that. I'm going to just tell you something. I always equate this to, we've seen Ice Cube in the news lately with the political stance and all this. So we see people of yesteryear, right? I'm going to just show you where I'm going, of yesteryear today. And the kids of today don't know Ice Cube was a rapper. The kids of today don't know what University of Miami really was. Because the kids that are playing in the University of Miami team right now, think about it.
They wouldn't last.
They weren't, not even last. Balin, they weren't even born.
Yeah.
These are 02 kids. These are 03 kids.
Yeah, but I'm saying the kids that are at UM today wouldn't last a practice with the old mind.
I totally agree. But what I was saying was when you said when they get an offer from the Hurricanes,
Yeah. Right.
For us, it means something.
Okay.
But for them, they born in 03.
Okay.
So by the time they got around watching football and really understanding it,
they barely seen bowl games.
Yeah,
that was Randy Shannon's years.
Yeah, we was having nothing.
You know what I mean? So and then we were going through the Shapiro thing and all that kind of stuff. So I was just saying that I totally agree where you're coming from, but we have to be realistic about that situation. All right. And then like I said, the V12's point he made about being on the screen. I think that we are. But what I think our expectation is when we see things where you see it sputtering, down the road that's unacceptable, and it's not going to be a team that can run with you foot for foot, right? Because we know this thing is going to come down to a Notre Dame in some kind of form of fashion. You're right. Notre Dame got a big challenge this week. So here's the deal. What happens? If Clemson knocks out Notre Dame, who's in the ACC championship if we're 2-1 loss teams? We got to win out now. You understand what I'm saying? And like you said, your starting running back got 1 yard rushing. Bro, you're not gonna win out. You're gonna bite a bullet somewhere unless you fix it and fix it fast. So I just want to say that, man. Let's get into the defensive part of this, and I'm gonna jump this off right quick. I was looking at, like I said, my little deal. I like stats, man. I like my little stats. Real quick, man. Miami to North Carolina, save some time. North Carolina's gonna be the second number. Total scoring on defenses, we're ranked 43rd. They're ranked 98th. Passing yards, 73. They're ranked 99th. Rushing yards, 71. They're ranked 92nd. Time on the field, we're 103rd. They're ranked 98th. Number of plays, 99. They're ranked 124. And then yards per play, we're ranked 54th. They're ranked 69th. So there are some categories in there where we blow their doors off. There's some categories where we don't. So my thing is, let me just get into this piece before I ask you what are the expectations from the defense. What do those numbers mean to you, V12?
It just means that the defense is not where we want them to be. Point blank, we have a lot of work to do on defense. In addition to that, stats, they can be a little bit, you can misconstrue the stats a little bit because although we're not, even in the middle of the road in some of the defensive statistics, we're not giving up a lot of points, which I think is a real, real big key. So if they were having those type of, negative stats in a sense, and we're giving up points, we'll be pulling our hair out right now. Right. But it seems to be that they're having this, they're running in between the goal lines, not getting touchdowns, and we're somewhat okay with that. But no one wants to see, stats being ran up on their favorite team at all.
Gotcha. Balin, real quick, what are those numbers? When you hear those numbers, how does it resonate with you? What does it mean?
I think that, again, that's the expectation, and they obviously have not met it defensively. But like B12's point, when you look at points scored on, right, they do actually meet it, and they excel at it at a really high rate. So defensively, I'm going to be honest, man, I'm literally, after the Virginia game, after watching that game, I've completely flipped my head. Now I'm like, well, I told you last week you should fire the defensive coordinator. Now I'm thinking Rhett Lashley's on the hot seat. So, it's a very interesting point there. And I actually really like the only thing that concerns me with the stats is we do give up a lot of the yards, but a lot of that's the running game. And you know what? One topic we talk about every single week, the linebacker play. And I think that's exactly why we're not getting productivity. And I'm going to mention McLeod. One tackle last week. Did one tackle and it was a solo tackle. That was it. I'm telling you, dude. And you know what's funny? If you guys watch, because I'm I told you I love reading. I love to watch, interviews. Tell me how Coach Manny Diaz said, this week we're going to let McLeod loose. According to what we've all seen, the only thing that's holding him back is himself. Nobody else is holding him back. Manny Diaz isn't holding him back. His team isn't holding him back. No, what's holding him back is himself, his out-of-shape behind. Okay? So, yeah, letting him loose, you have to say that after 3 straight weeks of one tackle each game, dude, come on. So that's why.
And you're the middle backer. And you're the Mike backer.
The heart of that defense. Come on, man. So at the end of the day, I'm actually really happy about our defense. Giving up, average of I think we give up 30. How many points we give up a game? I mean, Dude, I love it. I like it. So, and again, our red zone defense is phenomenal. It is phenomenal. At the end of the day, we always talk about, it's again, they have only given up 3 points in the red zone. I'm like, yeah, well, they got to the red zone. That's the problem. Well, no, they're actually holding teams. So at the end of the day, defense looks good. But we definitely got to work on the rush game. So, but I got expectations tonight. I think they do pretty well against their third straight backup quarterback. We'll see.
We'll find out. Real quick, man, so we can punch this thing. I know we got to get our predictions.
Yeah. I'm not going to belabor
the point. To win this money.
Yeah, I'm not going to belabor the point. It does say that we're better than the team that we're going to play tonight. So I'm happy about that. But, stats you can easily manipulate, man. I would love to see what those stats look like if you took out the Clemson game. You know what I'm saying? If you take out the Clemson game, they probably look a lot better. And, those margins can be very, very slim. That could easily bump you from 70-something up to, 30s or something. So are we elite? No, but we probably not as bad as that sound the way you read it off.
Right. And to you guys' defense and everybody that's listening, I have the numbers in front of me, and I know I just read them off. But the one number that does stick out to me, right, we're 103rd, all right, on there. I'm not even worried about NC State. We're 103rd out of 130 teams. Dude. We're 103rd. So here's what bothers me about that one number. Two things. That number means two things to me. Either one, offense is going 3 and out, or two, defense can't get them 3 and out. That's what that number represents to me. Because if the offense is going 3 and out, it's putting the defense back on the field, right? Because we're spending the most time on the field from a defensive standpoint. If we're not getting 3 and outs and we're getting 12, 14 play drives, then we're spending significant time on the field. You understand what I mean? And I think it's a combination of both, right? I think especially last game, I think we went into the half with 26 yards or something like that. It was something crazy. But anyhow, I just wanted to say that. Expectation, real quick, from the defense, knowing kind of what we know. What's our expectation? What do we want to see? We talked about the rushing game from the offensive side. What do we need to see from the defense to say, like I said, I think this is right here in the middle of the season, a little bit beyond, but we have to do something in order to, like I said, we got to find our identity on defense, man. I'm going to be honest with you. V12, you're nodding your head. Go for it.
Hey, listen, I'm going to tell you what we need, man. I'm going to tell you what we need, man. We need more. Hey, we need more of these. We need more change. We need to bring the red hot chili pepper. We need more takeaways. Can you believe this? Let me give you a fun fact. We only have 9 takeaways in 6 games. Come on now, we got that chunk down there that we spent all that money on. We need more of these from the defense. That's all I got to say. Hey, bring the heat, the chili pepper, 2 chunks, whatever you want. We need more takeaways. That's all I got to say, Coach.
Real quick, bottom 11, what's up with you? We need more turnovers. That will give the offense a better chance. Get off the field on 3rd down. Exactly right. And you said exactly my point.
It was right on point. See, hey, great minds think alike. Great minds think alike.
We got to get the chunk out. And I'm going to say this.
Multiple times. You see, I got multiple times. See, I got 2 chunks off.
Margarita LBs off.
Hey, what you know about them, though? Hey, you know how I got these. Shout out Mardi Gras. You ain't been there.
Hey, I got a question. Huh? Hold on, where you get it from? Chili's?
Chili pepper.
That's what I thought you got out of the restaurant.
All right, man. So real quick. Hold on. So real quick, man. So he brought up a valid point, and I'm gonna drop it to you two guys. So here's the deal, right? And I thought the same thing. I don't even see guys going after the ball when we get in the pile. You don't see the lawnmower technique. You don't see guys scraping after the ball, right? You don't see people go. We just see tackles getting up. Yeah, happy. Woo-doo-woo. We got to go. We have to get after that ball. And that's a cultural thing. I'm going to tell you that. When I was coaching, man, we had a thing, and you know this, Balen, we worked together. We had to get 3 turnovers a practice. I don't care if it was 7-on-7, if it was inside run, outside run, perimeter, special team. Anytime that ball had to be turned over 3 times in practice, or if not, we're doing something extra. And I'm gonna leave that off camera because you had to create that. You had to instill that in your philosophy. You had to instill that in your program because every possession you take away adds 1 possession to you, takes 1 away from them. Right? So most people walking out 13, 14 possessions. Well, if you get 3 turnovers, now that's what? That's a 10 to 17 possession ratio. That's 7 more times I got on the field than you did. Therefore, that's 3 more times I got on the field than you did, 7 overall. And therefore, I have more opportunities to score points, field goal, whatever the case may be. You have to harp on that if we want to be successful. Balin, talk to us about defense expectations.
Yeah, I think, again, they're playing their third team with their backup quarterback. I mean, at some point, we have to literally just dominate. And I'm very curious to see how we perform defensively coming off a bye week, which historically isn't really that good, right? And you have 2 weeks to prepare for a team. Okay, I get it, Clemson, okay, outmatched no matter what. But when you're talking about 2 weeks preparing for NC State, this game should be dominating. And I want to see that. I want to see finally, like you said, creating turnovers, getting a lot of 3 and outs, even special teams doing really well, right? So I want to see that. I think the expectations, again, it's going to go right back to being high after this week, playing against a backup quarterback. Even if the starter was still in, I still like our matchup to them. And I want to see not a lot of rushing yards for the other team. I don't want to see us getting outperformed on the run game. We are the Hurricanes, and that's what we're known for. So I think that's what we need to take care of business today. DBs are playing really well, I think, after looking at it in hindsight, which I'm very shocked to say. But again, I think, the expectations are going to be high today playing against a backup quarterback.
Definitely. E, go ahead and finish that up.
Yeah, man. Just got to pin our ears back and go get that football. Like you guys say, I want to see the turnovers as well. I just want to see that intimidation factor. You know what I mean? Teams used to be afraid of us coming across the middle or moving up front. You know what I'm saying? I want to see that type of energy and intensity. And this is the type of game where you can start to put that into play. You know what I'm saying? Take a few more chances because you're not playing a team that is explosive at all. So pin your ears back and go get that football.
Yeah.
I heard that. And exactly right. Like you said, we can always skew numbers, but I'm looking at my data over here because one thing as coaches, we do work with data. And I'm looking at the 99th in passing yards. And last week, I believe one of the guys said, I was talking about press coverage. We got these guys that's running. We got guys winning high school championships in track on the team, all that kind of stuff. I want to see them get it in. I want to see tonight. Again, I'm going to ask for it again tonight. I want to get up in your face, rough, from the defensive standpoint. Am I on? Yeah, you good, DB. I want you to get so close up. I just want to see that. Because if you're telling me you rank 99, and then they rank 92nd in rushing yards. But for somehow they still 4-2. Yeah. So it's something
time of year, man.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is I just want to see, because that is intimidating when you have nobody to throw to, when it's not open. Yeah, you may give up a player here now. Hey man, it's college football. That's still a Division I program. But at the end of the day, did we lose my man? Yeah, we lost him. He'll be back. So at the end, he probably put that chili in it. He probably put that chili pepper in his taco or something. So, so with all that being said, man, I just want to make sure that we're on point when it comes to defense, creating the proper pressure, right? Just because you run a blitz doesn't mean it's pressure. That pressure has to get home and rattle that quarterback. Guys, we're literally 1 minute away from 7:25. That's what I wanted to get to right now, because they're about to go to maybe, it's not right at 7:30. But I do want to get into predictions. But before I do, last week, Miami blew us up, man. So I want to just set the stage right now, right? If we're not even close, does it go back in the kitty?
Yeah.
I just need a thumbs up or thumbs down. What's up? Go back in the kitty?
That's cool.
Yeah, give it to my boy Hayes.
Give it to Hayes. Hey, it helped coach by microphones. All right, so here we go, man. Oh. Hey, man, trust me, boy, it's getting us. So here we go. The order has changed. So E, you up first, man. What is your prediction, E?
Man, now that I hear these players out, I might alter it a little bit. I'm gonna go 35 Canes. Going Canes. 35 Canes. 17 NC State.
Okay. Balin.
38-21 Miami.
V12. Where the players dwell.
I think the winner should always go last. Let's put it. Let's instill that too. I think winners the winner should always go last. I think that should work that way.
Next week I'll go last.
You're right. So go ahead, coach, because you can't always hedge. You want to hedge, huh? You want to Sonic the Hedgehog. I see you want to hedge these bets. Come on, cuz I'm with you.
As they say, that's why this is that's why they say this is the Coach Hayes football show.
Okay.
I'm with you though. I'm with you.
Okay.
Let me see here. 38-21, 35-17. 33-20.
33-20.
Yeah, I put an odd number in there just because I know it might be 34 and I ain't want to overshoot myself. It might be 32-34, so I'm right in the middle. Go for it.
Tonight.
My prediction is going to be Miami 30, NC State 19. And I'm going to tell you why.
There's some tight windows in here, brother.
NC State, if you take a look at NC State's losses, they score pretty good amount of points. They're scoring at least 20, 21 points. So they're scoring points. And our defense, unfortunately, giving up points. So I'm going to stick with that. 30-19, the U.
I'm liking it. Okay. Well, that's what it is, man. 30-19. Fella, real quick consensus, man. Are we on right after this? I know sometime my man let me see if I'm pointing the right way because it's a little backwards. My man right there in the bottom square be getting a little sleepy and stuff, but I know you got some things to do. But listen, hey, I should also make on, if you don't come on the show, you can't collect your cash. Huh?
Hey, it sounds like a contract.
Hey, that was one game. That was FSU, and I had every right to earn it that week.
You all right. You good. I would have gave it to you if you wouldn't even came on the show ever again. Because that was real. But listen, man, real quick, it is 7:27 according to my clock, which is always right on time. All right, we right here, man. Check us out. We good, right? We right after the show. We coming back on. Hey, it's some pretty good games out there.
Interesting fact here. Y'all ready for this?
Go for it.
Quarterback that you see behind me warming up. Billy Hockman. Guess where he played at last year?
Yeah.
Florida State.
Florida State. So guess what? Another Florida State ball.
I heard that. All right, what's all somebody got to cut something off. Somebody got something on. All right, so real quick, man, before we lose our audience, do me a favor, everybody. I appreciate you coming on here, checking us out. All right, make sure you don't miss. It's going to be immediately after the game. Immediately after the game. Y'all didn't call in. Coach around here paying for this phone number, and we ain't call in. Y'all got to burn this thing up, man. So real quick, before you do leave, make sure you hit that subscribe button, notification bell. Also, check out CoachHayes.com, as well as you can pick that Little Timmy merch up right there, man. If you want to pick up the Little Timmy merch, sorry to blank you guys out. Guess what? Canes 10 code. If you put Canes 10 in right now, giving you 10% off. That's the shirt exactly V12 got on right now, man. All
long
right.
sleeve. I'm up north, so I got the long sleeve. I know Baylor want to come with the cutoff. You like to show stuff. He go get the cutoff one. I know how Baylor he got to get
and
the
a hoodie.
On.
I got the hoodie.
Right, but I got the long. Hey, listen, the first person that calls in post game, get one of these. Okay.
All they got to do is go to Chili's.
Hey, listen, don't hate the game.
Hey, Coach Hayes, last remarks. You ready?
Yeah, go for it.
There's a Miami Hurricanes game on tonight, baby. Let's go.
Yes, hey, and the first person that call in, you get my cue card for the night. Get that crap out of here. I see y'all boys. Love y'all, man. We're gonna see y'all in a couple of hours. And as always, it's Go Canes. Check out my boy as he take us out of here, man. Solo D. Check him out, man.
Right now. That's
30,
right now, Coach.
21.
That's me right now. 30, 19. Cash at me. Just cash at me before the game start, Coach.
Man, y'all boy gonna see me, man. With all that being said, hey, y'all take it up, man. Go Canes, man. We out of here.
Gang gang, 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 gang gang. You feel me? Orange and green, that's gang gang. You ready for Storm 18? That's gang gang. Gang gang, gang gang, gang gang, gang gang, gang gang. Gang Gang. That's Gang Gang. You ready for Storm 18? That's Gang Gang. That's Gang Gang. That's Gang Gang. Rep since a juvenile, I be where they throwing up using crowds. You know how that school get down, not taking no L's, we ain't losing now. Don't get it confused right now, I represent making these music sounds. They play me when they study in their dorm room, request me an Uber now. I be screaming Gang Gang, across the world they be screaming out the same thing. We first to arrive and last to leave, we feeling a sense of capacity. You know I won't change while you asking me, be throwing this youth to the casket deep. Be all on the field like Sebastian B. Rockin' Canes well, I'm a fashion freak. Look, I be staying live, I don't pipe down. Ass down life, it's a lifestyle. Ain't like them other schools, don't confuse us. We the only ones that really throw the U up. But Canes fam turned up where you find me. Hit hard like I seen it go to Shanti. Try to reach a man D, they remind me that them Canes right back in they prime. Screaming out. Gang Gang, Gang Gang, Gang Gang, Gang Gang, Gang Gang, Gang Gang, Gang Gang. You see them in orange and green? That's Gang Gang. You ready for Storm 18? That's Gang Gang. Gang Gang, 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 Gang Gang. You see them in orange and green? That's Gang Gang. That's Gang Gang. You ready for Storm 18? That's Gang Gang. That's Gang Gang. That's Gang Gang.
So low, so low, so low, deep. So low, so low, so low, deep.
CWA. Gang Gang.